Now, let's move on to the application load balancer configuration. In this class, we will configure the servers, and in the following classes, we will configure the target groups and the application load balancer. First, let's understand the configuration scenario. I would like to improve the reliability of a WordPress site. Currently, I have the WordPress website in database running on a single EC2 instance. Users access directly through any elastic IP. In this design pattern, the instance itself is a single point of failure. If there is a software or database problem, people or visitors who would like to enter my website will not be able to. Instead, let's improve the reliability of the web tier and go with a load balancing setup. So, in a VPC, we will configure 3 WordPress instances on separate subnets. Each subnet will be in a different availability zone. All instances will use the same MySQL database to store content. In this case, it will be configured in RDS. Before configuring a load balancer, we need to configure a target group for the ALB or application load balancer to point to. Since we are creating a fault-tolerant web tier, this target group will consist of web servers. Note that a target group can include as many AZs or availability zones as there are in the VPC. This is an effective construct for identifying where loads should be distributed. So, with that said, let's start configuring the web servers or EC2 instances first of all. Well, from the EC2 panel, we will launch a new instance. And we will search in Community Army. One with WordPress. This one from Bitnami and Debian can work. The instance type will be key2 micro. I select a key pair. In network settings, I will edit this, and use in this case the default VPC in this region and choose the subnet that is in the availability zone A. It will have public IP, and I will select the security group that allows incoming HTTP and SSH. I will leave everything else as is and launch that instance. Okay, let's see the instance. And here it is already launching. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, and so that we can identify which instance the traffic will be distributed to when we implement the ALB, I'm going to call this instance Web Server 2A because it's in availability zone A. Now, we're going to launch the other EC2 identical to this one, and we'll do it from Actions, Image, and Templates. Launch more like this. Here, we're just going to change the name to 2B. Choose the key pair. The availability zone will be B. And launch the instance. Okay, and we will do the same with the third EC2 instance. That would be the third web server. Well, we already have the 3 EC2 instances with WordPress configured. Let's verify that the first instance is already running the service. For that, I just click on its public IP address. And here we see the WordPress home page. Let's do the same with the second instance. Okay, and let's check the last one. Excellent. Now, as I said before, I want for demonstration purposes, I want us to know who is who when we implement the ALB. So, I'm going into each of these instances and modify this hello world to know who will be serving that traffic. To do that, I go to the URL and type /wp-admin. And we should put this session information here. However, to know that, we should go to the EC2 dashboard. And with the instance selected, we go Actions, Monitor and Troubleshooting, and get System Logs. From here, we upload a little. And here, we have the login information. I'll copy just the password. Go back. The user is user. Paste the password. And I am logged in. Here, I just go to all the posts and quickly edit this hello world by web server 2C. and refresh. If we look at the page again, we already see the change. Then, I will do exactly the same with the other EC2 instances to continue with the demo. Well, I have already made the change to the 3 EC2 instances, and we can see them here. Remember that we are giving the idea that these 3 websites is the same. We are only modifying the text to identify which instance is the one serving the traffic, because later, we will do a stress test so you can see how the ALB behaves. So, with that, we are done with this class, and now, it is time to configure the target group for these web servers.